looking at the social media where somebody can be tweeting at you or Xing at you or and telling you that you're this, you're that. And frankly, that's a big problem. That's the storm. That's sort of a century.
Wow. So let's get happier.
Let's do that.
Let's get happier. On page 5, you say, happiness is not a destination. Happiness is a direction. I know that was a shift in mindset for many who are reading this book. Can you expand a little bit on that?
Yeah. And this is the problem with happiness is such a funny thing because we all want it. Every philosopher and theologian has talked about it. Everybody, I mean, how many times have people said that on your show?
I know. That's what I say in the beginning of the book. That
thousands of times.
Well, I became interested in this subject because every time I would sit with the audience and I'd say, "What do you want?" Everybody would always say, multiple people would answer, "I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy." Yeah. But yet, when you ask them, what does that look like for them? Hard to define.
For sure. And part of the reason is because it's not something that you can define in any meaningful way. We think it's a feeling. We think it's a destination. Mm-hmm. It isn't either. Happy feelings are nothing more than emotions, and emotions are nothing more than information that we need in reaction to the outside environment. And as a destination, why would you want to be completely happy as the destination? You'd be dead in a week because you actually need negative emotions and experiences to train you, to keep you vigilant, to keep you safe. And to be happy.
Yeah, to keep you alert, to keep you on it.
Yeah. I mean, maybe when I die and I'm in heaven and I see the face of God, the beatific vision will be pure happiness. But on earth, I'm telling you, I need my negative emotions to keep me alive and safe. I need my negative experiences to learn and grow. And so that's what people, they want to stay alive and safe, but they don't want the feelings that keep them alive and safe. And that's this conflict that they have, which is why they feel so unsettled.
Okay, so I think, particularly in this world of social media, people think if I just get that, I mean, I see people toasting on private jets and I see them, on beaches and, their hair blowing in the wind and all that. And people think, well, if I just had that, I could be happy. But we know, you have the science to back it up, that there are really 4 pillars. And if you don't have all of those pillars working in your life, you will eventually end up feeling not necessarily sad, but lonely or distanced or disconnected.
That's right.
So the 4 pillars are.
Yeah, the 4 pillars. There's kind of the 4 pillars you think that you need, and those 4 pillars that you really do need. The idols, the things that look right but aren't, are money, power, pleasure, and fame. Those are the things that Mother Nature says. You get those, you're going to be happy.
Money, power, pleasure, and fame.
That's right, but she lies. Mother Nature lies. She lies a lot because she wants us to keep running, right? Because,
but is Mother Nature telling us that, or is society telling us that? Because I think Mother Nature is telling us that it's the 4 pillars.
Well, Mother Nature gives us these imperatives because she wants us to be hungry. And she wants us to survive and pass on our genes.
Yes.
And the way that you do that is with money, power, pleasure, and fame. Right? And she doesn't want us to figure out that those things never really satisfy, so that we'll keep running and running and running. That's called the hedonic treadmill.
You like that?
What we really want, and this is backed up by a lot of psychology, neuroscience, behavioral economics, all the research that we want, is that there's kind of 4 things that are the virtuous things that we should be looking for. That Mother Nature doesn't necessarily tell us, but that if we take the divine path in life, religious or not religiously understood, a better path in life, we'll be happy. And those are faith, family, friends, and work that serves. Now, if you give any teenage kid the choice between money, power, pleasure, and honor, or faith, family,
friends,
good friends and good times and a work that serves others, I mean, what are they going to take?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, our society does aid and abet Mother Nature's lie.
Yeah.
Because, the marketing colossus tells us that if you get that car, man, you're going to be really happy. If you get that job, you get that money. If you get that 100,000 Instagram followers or whatever your number happens to be, it's never high enough, by the way. You're going to be happy. But that's a lie, is the bottom line. There's nothing wrong with those things.
Yeah.
But if you get those things, if we are so lucky to get those things, they should only ever be in service of the big 4, the good 4. They should only ever be in service. They should be intermediate goals. A rest stop on the New Jersey Turnpike, Manhattan, where you're trying to get, is faith. And by that,
how do you use that money, power, pleasure, and fame to enhance your faith, family, and work
and friendship.
and friendships. How do you do
Basically,
that?
your love.
Yes, your
the love
love.
in your life.
Yeah.
And the love in the lives of the people around you. That's
Yeah.
really what those worldly goals should be used for if you want to have any shot at true happiness.
Yeah, I know we have a lot of questions from our readers. People who have already read the book. I'm so excited
It's
about
wonderful,
that.
isn't it? Yeah.
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 Okay, Eric from Denver. Hello.
Hi, I'm Eric, and I learned from this book that you can't be happy, but you can be happier. And that really resonated with me because it makes happiness feel like a thing I can incrementally work towards every day versus this big place to arrive. My question is for you, Oprah. I'm wondering how, as you've gotten older, your approach to getting happier has changed.
Thank you for noticing that I've gotten older, Eric. Thank you. I think that's actually, I like that question, Eric, because as I've gotten older, and one of the reasons why I was so excited about working with Arthur here is because, Arthur, you confirmed my belief system. So I have known since I was a kid that life is better when you share it.
Yeah.
And I learned that with my first Three Musketeers bar, because growing up poor, I so seldom got candy. I would save it until like cousins came by, so because it tasted better when I could share it.
Yeah.
And now I know, Eric, that is one of the principles of enjoyment, which is what actually defines happiness.
Yeah.
Enjoyment, satisfaction, and purpose.
Exactly right.
And so being able, so to answer your question, I would say that now that I know that the science actually backs me up on life is better when you share it, I want to share it more. So it used to be I would just love doing a random act of kindness or doing something, meaningful for somebody that would help them in their lives or enhance their lives. Now I make it a habit.
Yeah.
It's a part of my spiritual practice to include the enjoyment for myself of making other people happier. So I would say, as I've gotten older, that's what I've actually learned about how to enjoy happiness, not just for myself, but how to spread it to other people.
Yeah.
So one of the things we talk about in the book is how enjoyment and satisfaction and purpose are the macronutrients of happiness. So let's talk about enjoyment first and the difference between pleasure and enjoyment.
Yeah, this is a big mistake that a lot of people make. I mean, one of the things that we do in the book is we disabuse people of mistaken notions of happiness. Like happiness is not a feeling, happiness is not a destination, it's a direction toward happierness, et cetera. And another one has to do with this idea that I'm going to be happy if I can just hit the pleasure lever over and over and over again.
Yes.
Here's some words that have never been uttered. I'm really happy because of methamphetamine. Nobody's ever said that. That is not what people say. And the reason is because if you use illicit drugs and drugs of abuse, you're going to hit the pleasure lever. It's going to feel good, but it's not going to make you happy. It's going to lead to addiction. It's going to lead to a superphysiological level of dopamine in your brain.
Yeah.
And all that does is gives you a tiny little reward and then goes away. Tiny little reward and it goes away.
That's why you have to keep getting more and more and more, and it doesn't.
Yeah.